What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Paul P. I serve God. I'm not God. This is just my opinion. And welcome to the Nothin to Somethin Podcast, man. We are in the building. Man, I feel good today. I think we got a really good show. In fact, I know we got a really good show today. We got some things that we will touch on that I have been getting sent to me that I think are very, very important topics. And today is one of those days where I want to connect with the community. I want to connect first and foremost with the black men in the community, right? But this is a conversation for everybody. Don't get it messed up. But I really, really want us to connect as men. It's very, very important that we connect today as men because, man, when you look at everything that's going on out here, I'm like, is this really what this world is coming to when it come down to us men? I know we had our phase for a minute, you know, when Kevin Samuels was popping. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I know we had our phase when men were really, really feeling themselves. But we're at a place right now where when it comes down to the destruction of this world, for the most part, man, this is men out here. Especially when it comes down to what's going on in the black community. Specifically, hip hop. We gonna get to it. though. First and foremost, I'm gonna go over a couple of things. Also, too, everyone out there, let me know. Tell me in the chat. Also, Pizzazz, who I know have everything locked down. If sound and visual is good, let your boy know. Just so we can make sure that everything is, going good. Because I don't want to be talking about something and you guys, you can't see right, you can't hear right. We don't want none of those issues. I want to make sure that you see me clearly. And I want to make sure that you hear me clearly. And also, too, when it comes down to the conversations that we're having today, I want to hear what you all got to say. Where are you all feelings and thoughts at about what we're going to be talking about? Where are you all feelings with what we're going to be talking about? What are your opinions in regards to what we're going to be talking about? Also, too, I'm going to get this out now. Hey, you want to be here for this, all right? You want to be here for this. Today, I am doing another money giveaway. Where's my money sign? Oh, man. I got to get a better button for the money. Like a cha-ching or something. Come on. But today, I am giving away $100. Look, man. I want to give away money so bad because the last 3 times we were supposed to give away money, nobody won it. So, I want to give away money so bad that I am already on CASHAPP. Look, I'm already here on CASHAPP. I'm here. I'm just waiting to type in $100. Where I got it there is right there. It's right there. I'm ready to give away $100 right now. I need someone to get the answer right. That's it. Again, I am ready to give away $100. Today, I'm at the point where I'm just like, come on, somebody win. I'm not just going to give it away for nothing. I mean, you got to win. You have to be a subscriber. You got to type your answer into the chat on YouTube. And even if you don't know the answer, give it a shot. It's $100, man. Come on. Who don't need $100? Everybody should need $100. Come on. That's a full tank of gas, right? So, are you guys ready for the question that you guys got to give me the answer on when it comes down to winning $100? Are you guys ready? So, the question is, who is the first celebrity artist that I had on the Nothin to Some podcast? This is an easy one too, man. You know what? I was like, look, I'm gonna give them something that they could just go on YouTube and find, because I'm tired of nobody winning. I'm tired of nobody winning this money. So I just wanted to make it easy. This is something you all could go find. It's very simple. Again, who is the first celebrity that I interviewed? All right, I'm going to write the answer. Let me see. This is a blank piece of paper, right? And I'm going to put it right on I don't want y'all to think I changed the answer. Well, I can't, because you guys can go find the real information and then be like, Paul P, you lied. You lied. I saw who was the first one, right? You see how bad I want somebody to win. You see how bad. Like, I'm giving y'all something y'all just got to go look up, right? And all you got to do is give me the name. All right, I'm just writing it out. Okay. Now I'm going to fold the paper. And I'm going to put it somewhere that you all can see where it's at, so I can't change my answer, all right? All right. See right here? Let me show you. See? I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to pin it to the wall. The answer is pinned to the wall. I can't change nothing. Because when I'm ready to reveal the answer, I'm just going to take it off the wall. You're going to see the paper in my hand. I'm not going to switch nothing, none of that. I'm going to take it off the wall, bring it here, open it, and show it. This is easy, man. This is easy. And throughout the show, I will bring it up occasionally just to remind new people coming in and out. The question, right? And you all have until the end of the podcast. Once I say I'm going to go and find the person who won, no more. No more. It's going to be it, right? But you have a lot of time. Someone please win. Please. Please. I want to be able to say on the next podcast, hey, this is the person who won the last CASHAPP Get Money giveaway. I want to be able to say that. I can't say that because nobody's winning. I can't say that. I want to show people that, hey, Paul P is really out here on a podcast looking out. So someone please win. All right. One more time before we get into the show. Everybody listen one more time. The question is, man, I love me some Winans. The question is, who is the first celebrity that I interviewed on the Nothin to Some podcast? Can't get no easier than that, man. It can't. It just can't. It can't. I don't think that I could say anything any easier. To me, what I'm believing is that it's going to be all about who put the answer first. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. It's going to be about who put the answer first. And the answer is right behind me. One more time before I get into the show. Everybody that's coming in, everybody that's watching. One more time before I get into the show. I'm giving away $100. $100. Us black people, man, we got a slang way of saying everything. $100. I'm giving away $100. Nah, man, I got to be myself, man. I'm giving away 100. All right, 100. $100. Again, 100. I'm giving away $100 live on this show. If you answer this question, who is the first celebrity artist that I interviewed? All right. Also, too, Pizzazz, if you could put that question in the chat, I would appreciate it. For people that's coming in, if you could put it in the chat, we are giving away $100. We're cash apping someone $100 who answer the question right. And then if you could put the question in the chat as well and let them know who is the first celebrity that Paul P interviewed on the Nothin to Somethin podcast. If you could put that, I would really appreciate that. All right. So we good? Everybody got it? Y'all ready to really get into what we here for? Well, I know some of y'all here for the money, but but I'm just saying, you know. So let's get to it. Again, Pizzazz will put that in the chat. All right. All right. So we're going to get into the title and topics, right? But first, I want us to, you know what? I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Let's get right to it. So the title of today is Yello Beezy Hire HlTMAN for MO3. Most of us know about that. We're going to talk about that. We haven't talked about that here. So we're going to talk about that, right? We also have Pastor Ricky Floyd killed because of the Bible. See, now this is new information that no one really knew about. And we definitely going to get to it. Killed because of a Bible discussion. A Bible disagreement. Are we getting to it? We getting to it. All right. And also, we got a big U update when it comes down to the RICO situation. We're going to get into that a little bit too. And also, I've been putting some information out there that a lot of people don't like. You know, these days I speak the truth. I don't hold back. I've always been a man who is very vocal, but the things that I am saying nowadays, because of my faith, and also I'm not going to hold information back that I think could change others' lives. And the thing that I've been getting a lot of pushback on is basically saying and talking about how hip hop is dead. It's done. It's over. Do that mean it will never come back? No. But we're going into a place and a phase to where getting in hip hop right now is the dumbest decision you can ever make. And I'm going to explain why. Just keep watching. Just keep watching. Just keep watching. So we're gonna be touching on those topics, right? So today, some really deep topics that we're gonna get into. You know, it's real out here, and we're gonna really have to break down this Yello Beezy situation, right? We're gonna have to, you know. And we have to understand something when it comes down to hip hop. Right now it's real out here. You know, it's so bad in hip hop it's looking like a war zone. Am I lying? Anything that I say today, if I'm lying or I don't make sense, tell me. Right now hip hop is looking like a war zone. You got murder for hires going on, aka Dirk, Yello Beezy, allegedly. You got murders. You got rappers being set up. You got rappers and people connected to rap catching RICOs. And you got rappers getting long jail sentences. And let me explain something. When I say rappers, I'm only talking about hip hop. I'm not, this conversation right here is not even for straight pop rappers. It isn't for Christian rappers. I'm talking to hip hop. Hip hop today is looking like a voluntary death sentence. A voluntary death sentence. Straight up. You don't know how many years you're going to get locked up, get jacked, or lose your life. But something is coming. Something is coming. I promise you that. I said this in my last video. I'm not saying nothing that's new. You all could keep ignoring me as much as y'all want. That part I don't care. I'm going to put the information out there. I'm telling you all, since I turned my life over to God, got closer to God, changed things in my podcast, God has been giving me visions and things to talk about and bring up. And I'm telling you all right now, this is not the right time to be in hip hop. It's a straight death sentence right now. Facts. Facts. Not making nothing up. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into these topics, but I just want to chop it up with all the young hip hop rappers out there. I really do. I really hope that we got some rappers here on this live today. I really do, you know? Not all the rappers, but hip hop rappers. But this is a conversation for rappers in general or the black community, right? But I really hope we got some hip hop rappers in here today because I need you to hear what I'm saying. And I got something else I want to say too in regards to that. This is why it's important for people who are rappers, especially hip hop, to be listening right now. Hear me with what I'm about to say. If you're not a gang member, a criminal, or a killer, why in the heck are you in hip hop right now? And I don't want to hear anybody say, well, as long as I'm not any of that, people will stay away from me. Are you out your mind? Takeoff was a good boy. Really good guy. Never brought no trouble to anybody. He wasn't no gangster. Bullets have no names. There are demonic spirits in hip hop. The devil don't care how you look, how you sound, and who you are. There are demonic spirits in hip hop. Anyone associated is coming for you too, because you right there next to it. That's why I said in my last video, let the gang members, killers, and criminals battle it out in hip hop. See, I got nothing to say to them. They already made their decision in life. I'm talking to the individuals who want to do it because they love it or they feel they got talent. Then go be a Christian rapper. Go do it for God. But if you out there talking about sinful things in hip hop, if you're in that circle, talking about drugs, talking about you over there putting in work, talking about how your homie just murdered one of your ops and all of that, when you're not even like that, it's coming for you too. It's coming for you too. You got to understand, in hip hop, your life is in jeopardy when it come down to your city, your so-called friends, the police. The very second you put up a video showing yourself with some money and jewelry, now you got a deal. Let me tell you this, and we're going to talk about him today. Sayso P. That dude was as nice as a Krispy Kreme donut. I don't think that dude had anything to do with no gangs. This is my personal opinion. When you come from that world, you can look at somebody in the eye and just know who they are. Trust me on that. Sayso P was one of the nicest. I could just I'm looking at the dude in the eyes and the videos with Sauce Walker. I'm like, this dude was none of that. It's just jealousy, envy, hate, and the game that he's in, that I call a death sentence. He's just in hip hop. That's it. People talking about he owed someone $200,000 and all. Come on, man. Let's not be stupid. I'm going to owe someone $200,000 and I'm going to go back to Memphis after I left Memphis to get, in the industry. I'm going to go back owing some real killers $200,000. Man, are we stupid now? Are we idiots? Anybody who think that's true know nothing about the streets, and you're out your mind if you really think that this dude owed someone $200,000 and went back to Memphis. Come on. It's just hate, jealousy, and envy. This all associates with the devil. All of that. The second you do a song and then you go and shoot a video and you flash money on a video and you wearing jewelry, you're a target. And the devil love it. He like, yes. Yes. Go create that song and talk about your fake murders because you really ain't did nothing. Go create that song, man. Go create it. And put a couple of bad girls up in there. Put some bad itches up in there. Put some baddies up in there too. Because once you do that, they coming. The devil love it. He love it. He cheering you on. Number one cheerleader. And y'all are falling for it. And don't get me wrong, I fell for it once myself. See, but me, I'm a paranoid dude. It only took me once to get stabbed. I don't care what you call me, scary, whatever, man, I was out of there. I continued to do music, but my music changed. I was doing music, for love music, stuff like that, maybe inspirational music to change lives. But man, I was done with that hip hop stuff, man. I'm like, what? They trying to kill me? I didn't even do nothing. Was out of there. But I didn't understand at that time. I understand a lot more, and it's getting worse. Hip hop is the devil's playground. So once you put up that video, you become now hip hop most wanted. And the sad part about it is that 95% of the individuals are always black. And about 99.9% that get killed are black. See, y'all don't have to agree with me, because I saw a lot of the comments. Y'all don't got to agree with me. But I bet none of y'all can say that I'm lying. I bet that. So the topics that we're going to touch on, today is going to show, you know, a lot of what I'm talking about, right? And like I said, some people may not agree, but hear your boy out. And if you don't agree, leave it in the chat. Please leave it in the chat. But also, too, before I get into the Yello Beezy situation, this is why I always tell a lot of black men out there, and hear me out when I say this, man. Y'all don't need hip-hop. Y'all don't need hip-hop. Y'all don't need sports. Now, there's nothing wrong with it if you got skills, but I'm just saying, we come up in a world, we come up in a community where we think that we need music and sports. We think we need that to make it, which that's a lie before God. You don't need that. Why do you think all these other cultures like doing behind the scenes work? Because they want to make millions and billions off of all of us and not be seen or heard of. So their family could just, you know, grow up making money and live today 100 years old plus while we do all the dirty work. While we go out here and do the slave work. We go out here and create the songs, doing the music, traveling state to state, halfway getting sick because, you know, we're unhealthy and now we in sports getting injured. So now we only live into the age of 60 to 65 years old like a lot of sports players do. You know, the average age for sports players is 66 years old. You know that, right? On average, not really, none of them are getting to be 70. I want y'all to really start paying attention to this stuff. I'm just saying, you don't need to do sports. You don't need to do music. If you got the talent, great. Do it for fun. If something hit, amazing. But you don't need it. So any of you out there thinking that, hey, hip hop is what I got skills and talent in. Trust me, you got skills and talent in other things as well. I promise you that. I didn't think so. I went out there and I did it. Nobody taught me how to start a business. I learned. I was just motivated. I was hungry. And I kept hitting my head on concrete. You know why? Because I didn't have mentors and people around me to show me how to do it and what to do. I had to continue to hit my head on concrete. But I'm glad I did that because now I could give others game and say, look, don't take that direction. Go this way. Now I'm here to give some of the tools that you see some of these other cultures giving their kids and family members. That's why I wrote the book, Doing Business While Black. Pizzazz, if you don't mind, if you could put that book in the link. Doing Business While Black. I'm giving all the tools and the game, right, on how to start your business knowing nothing as a minority in this country. See, it's all about how bad do you want it. If you want to just think you only got talent in hip hop and stuff like that, then hey, go write your death sentence and go do that. But that's if you get hot. Because the sad thing is, once you do start to make a little money in it, how long is it going to last before something happened to you? I'm just, look, it may sound a little bit blunt, what I'm saying, but I have to keep it real, man. So, hey, start your own business, man. That's a video for another day, which I'm going to do pretty soon. But I just want to put that message out there now. You don't need to be a hip hop artist. Trust me. The businesses that I started, I could make and I have made just as much as all these rappers that you see out there. The only difference is no one is hunting me down with what I'm doing. No one is looking for me with what I'm doing. I don't got to do diss songs and go at my community. I can help the community. I don't got business ops. That's the difference. I do not have business ops. And once you get into hip hop, whether you think you got ops or not, once you put up that music video, you got ops now. You just don't know it. All right. All right, let's get to Yello Beezy. Let's get to Yello Beezy, man. So, let's pull up this article. All right. And I definitely got some things that I want us to discuss in regards to this Yello Beezy situation, right? So let's read this first. So Dallas rapper Yello Beezy, whose legal name is Marquise Conway, has been charged in an alleged murder for hire plot in the death of Melvin Noble. Melvin Noble, for people who don't know, is MO3. And look, when it comes down to a lot of these artists we be talking about, man, very talented individuals. Don't get it messed up. When I'm telling people, when I'm telling young men, you don't need to be a hip hop artist, and you shouldn't, especially right now. Because that world is hell on earth. And God is about to do something to that world. Something is about to happen to that world because it's going to have to be destroyed to build it back up. I'm telling y'all that right now. When y'all start, and I called this out before. I called it out. And you started to see Ricos one at a time. I'm going to tell you guys one more time. When it's all said and done, every rap crew out there, whether they're a gang or not, is going to get hit with a Rico. The hip hop industry is going to crumble. I've seen this in a vision. This is why I put out so many videos, even when it come to Kendrick, talking about Kendrick and saying Kendrick have a calling on his life. He may not know it yet, but he have a calling. And I feel in my heart that the new hip hop that's going to inspire, that's going to give thanks to the man above, that's going to give others gain and inspire and motivate others. I feel in my heart Kendrick is the one that's going to lead that world of hip hop. He may not know it yet, but I'm telling you. Right? But hip hop as we know it is dead. But let's get back to it, right? So Melvin Noble is MO3. He was talented, everything, right? So Noble, a Dallas rapper known as MO3, died on November 11, 2020 after being shot by a suspect who chased him on foot on the I-35 East. MO3 was best known for his 2018 hit single Everybody, right? So like I say, MO3 is really talented. And just to touch on this story a little bit, MO3 was at a female friend house. He was in an unmarked car, tinted windows, didn't want to get spotted. Spent the night over there, but didn't know that people who knew where he was at, I believe allegedly including the girl that was in that apartment, let others know that MO3 was there. MO3 have no idea what's going on. So because there's a hit out on MO3, these people go to that apartment complex. MO3 leave out. He get to the gas station, start to notice that he's being followed. That's when he hit the freeway. There was traffic. He tried to jump out. They followed him, got chased down, and he got murdered. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there for the people who do not know what happened to MO3 and how he got killed. So going back to reading, according to court documents, Conway allegedly had Keiwan White carry out the murder for remuneration or cash payment, which he promised to provide. So for people who don't know what remuneration is, it's basically like hiring someone, right? Hiring someone for some type of financial gain. All right. Following this agreement, White is said to have shot Noble with a firearm. Conway, now 33 years old, was arrested by Dallas police on March 20th and booked into the Dallas County Jail. His bond is listed at $2 million. In 2021, Conway, who previously opened for Jay-Z and Beyonce, was arrested in Collin County on 3 charges of sexual assault, abandonment, endangered child, and unlawful carrying a weapon. Those charges were later dismissed. Look, man, a lot of times we see these situations and people think that they in the clear. You know, Mo3 was murdered in 2020. We're now in 2025. So Yello Beezy probably thought he was in clear, allegedly, if he did it. Which, let's all be real, man. We know the beef. And look, let me also say this for the people who don't know about this situation as well. Before Mo3 got murdered, Yello Beezy actually was shot up the same way Mo3 got killed. The only thing, Yello Beezy didn't get out his truck, but Yello Beezy was out one night by himself in his car, and on the freeway, I believe, or on the highway, and his truck got lit up, and his truck started spinning around, and they went and lit it up some more. And Yello Beezy, I believe, was shot 5 or more times. There's an interview out there you can see, I believe it's with DlED TV, where he got a cast on his arm. It was basically he just got out the hospital. And then as time go on, we see what happened to Mo3. So there's been a beef. There's been issues and drama in that Houston area between these individuals. So I'm not here to say who's right, who's wrong. At the end of the day, it's all wrong. Yello Beezy could easily be dead himself. The only thing that I'm trying to say is that I'm in a place I don't even look at the individuals no more. I don't look at the Yello Beezys and the Dirks and all of them anymore. For what? You're playing on the devil's playground. What am I looking at them for? They have no control. They have no control. When you're playing that game, when you're in that world, you already sold your soul to evil. You sold your soul to the devil. Look, a lot of you out there may not want to hear what's coming out of my mouth, but I'm going to keep it straight 100. I'm not here to lie to you all. I'm not here to say anything that's going to make y'all feel good. That ain't what this is about. That ain't what I'm here for. God don't got me here for that. You could go and read Matthew, where Jesus said, a house will be divided when it comes to my message. Mothers will go against daughters. Sons will go against fathers. Uncles will go against nephews. Nieces will go against aunties. Because the message that I put out there, you may not want to hear because it don't feel good. But I'm not here for people's feelings and emotions. I'm here to tell the truth. Because when it comes down to the man above, he is the truth. He's the way, the truth, and life. So don't run from it. Please don't run from it. Because it just may save your life. Right? So going back to what I was saying. When it come down to Yello Beezy in his Mo3 situation, Yello Beezy is in a very, very different place in his life. I seem to be a person. I tend to be a person that I believe that there's hope when it comes down to individuals like Yello Beezy. Right? Because when I look in his eyes, like on this picture, these dudes are not happy. These dudes are being hunted. These dudes, deep down, are depressed. They're sad. You know, people who never had that amount of money that these individuals have, right? And never live in mansions and fly cars. They look at people like a Yello Beezy, a Diddy, a R. Kelly, a Dirk, and all of these individuals, right? Who have dealt with things that you may be like, why are they getting in trouble? Why are they doing all of these things? Normal everyday people may look at these individuals and say, well, if I had that amount of money, I wouldn't be doing none of that. I'll be loving life, living it up. How do you know that? That ain't necessarily true. The most depressed individuals on this earth are people who are highly successful. Especially people in hip hop. Just look at these dudes' eyes. Look at their faces. These dudes ain't happy. These dudes are angry. They mad. They will risk their lives, right? Because they don't value their life on that level. They don't care. But it isn't necessarily them who have control of that. It's them spirits, them evil spirits that's surrounding these individuals. And they can't get rid of it unless they turn to God. Period. So, and this goes for everyone watching right now. Stop asking and stop saying, man, why are they doing what they doing? Why don't they turn it? Why don't they stop doing this? They too rich. They got too much money. Stop saying that and pray for these individuals, because it ain't just about that. I'm telling you what it is. The devil have control. They don't. Diddy didn't have control of himself. The devil did. R. Kelly didn't have control of himself. The devil did. Yello Beezy didn't have control of himself. The devil did. Dirk didn't have control of himself. The devil did. When Pac died, he didn't have control of himself. The devil did. Come on, man. Don't be afraid of the truth. We not here forever. We all know we go somewhere from here. We all know this is not forever. So why hide the truth? Can't do that. I'm here to speak the truth. And I'm not letting another day pass. Just having fun. We're going to have fun though. But just having fun on the podcast and not putting out the truth. Right? Yes, I hope people could respect it. But rather it's one person watching or 10,000 people watching. I'm going to speak the truth, man. I have to. Which brings us to the next individual I want to speak on, right? I want to talk about Sayso P. Let's get into this Sayso P topic. This one affected me a little bit differently, and I'm going to explain why. remember when I said earlier, well, I didn't say I was observant, but I'm a very observant individual. I'm very observant. That's probably the best gift God has given me. The gift of being highly observant, right? I could look at you in your eyes and I could tell exactly what's going on with you. And I'm thankful for that gift because it actually helped me survive coming up in Watts in LA and everything like that. Just kind of like knowing who I could be around and who I shouldn't be around, no matter what I was doing in the streets, right? But when I was reading the story of Sayso P and looking at the videos with him and Sauce Walker, I saw a young man who was not a gang member, was not really in the streets, talking about the streets, but not really in the streets. Came up in poverty, loves his mother, smile all the time, happy all the time, right? You know, maybe got into some fights and stuff like that growing up. So yeah, he got some street in him, but he's not really like that. He's not really about that. He wanted to do some music, maybe smoke a little weed, chill out with homies, make some money, live happily ever after. I could read all of that when it came down to Sayso P. And what makes this situation so messed up is because you see information going out there about him owing someone $200,000. And I'm telling you this now. And if I'm wrong, come back and tell me Paul P was wrong. You was wrong. I'm telling you this now. That's smoke and mirrors. I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't believe he owe nobody anything. Now, I'll say this. There could have been a message going to Sayso P saying, hey, if you want to come back to Memphis, or if you want to be claiming Memphis, you owe us some check-in money. So you owe us a bag. I could see that. And Sayso P was like, I ain't doing none of that. I could see that. But the information going out there, a drug deal going bad and all of this other type of stuff, and he owes someone $200,000, to me, that's all cap. All cap. Straight cap. Don't see it, don't believe it. And let's wait and see, because these dudes gonna they already found the car. They already found the freaking car, man. So, I don't like to use negative words, right? But these situations that we're seeing, I just got to say it. Black men are so dumb sometimes. Idiots. Fools. Y'all really think y'all gonna get away with this stuff? But you know what? Because I have a different understanding, I understand these are individuals who don't have control of their own selves, right? But I'm sorry, I'm human. So I'm still looking at them as dumb idiots. Even though the devil have control of what they're doing and who they are, they're still dumb idiots. Because you're going to jail, you dummy. You're going to jail. You're not finna get away with this. They already found the car. But envy, jealousy, and hate is so deep. That these dumb individuals will risk their entire life just because of the envy and hate they got for an individual who made it. You see why I'm saying hip hop is not just about the gang members and the criminals who are getting killed? I didn't see no gang tag on Takeoff, no gang tag on Sayso P. That's why I say it comes for everybody. Everybody. But let's go into the article really quick, man. In 1 second, let me pull up this article. Because I just want to go into. Let me see 1 second. We're gonna go into how Sayso P. Well, let me, before I read the article, let me just say this. So Sayso P basically was out all night with Sauce Walker. For the people who don't know who Sauce Walker is, Sauce Walker is a music artist from Houston. He needs some help. He needs some help too. All these individuals need some help. But he's from Houston, and Sayso P signed to Sauce Walker. So Sayso P had Sauce Walker come out to Memphis to link up with him, and they was out partying all night. Right? So they out partying, putting a location up wherever they going. That's what I'm saying. Your fate is already written. You know, like, I'm going through the timeline, but what's written is written. You know? The second that he became an artist, his fate was sealed. I'm telling you guys, right? But I'm going to give the timeline anyways, right? So they went to the club, pop bottles, partying at the club. Then went back to the hotel. They even had security, right? So nothing happened that night. Sayso P didn't get murdered until the next day at 2 p.m. in broad daylight. Can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up. No one do this type of stuff but us in this country. Because I'm not going to say in this world, because you got these other countries that be doing some crazy stuff no matter what time of the day. But they getting, you know, that's government. You know, they be getting away with a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Other countries move different. But that's not typical. That's not normal when it comes down to being in America. Because you do you kill someone in broad daylight. I will be surprised if you don't get picked up that same week. But let's read this really quick. So, up and coming rapper Sayso P has been killed, and his pal, I don't know why they put pal, his pal, Sauce Walker, has been wounded in a targeted double shooting in Tennessee Saturday, according to reports. Latorian Hunt, 27, a Raleigh-born rapper better known as Sayso P, was killed after the shooting broke out near the FedEx Forum in downtown Memphis, home of the NBA's Grizzlies. Albert Walker Mundane, 34, who raps. 1 second. 34, who raps under the name Sauce Walker, was injured in the shooting, according to multiple outlets, including the Breakfast Club. Although the Memphis Police Department don't name the victims as of Monday, the suspected shooters got out of the car and began shooting outside the Westin Hotel just after 2:45 p.m. police stated. Let's see. Had it not been for God, my son would have been dead. This is Sauce Walker's mom, I believe. Albert Walker, known to fans as Papa Sauce, told the outlet. Well, that's his father. Modane appeared to confirm the death of his fellow label mate in a video shared following the shooting by Memphis-based clothing store, The Superior Shop, on Sunday. In the video, Modane is seen with bandages covering the gunshot wounds to his left leg as he pays his respect to Hunt. Let me read this right here. R.I.P. Sayso P, man. Modane said in this video, as he FaceTimed his father and asked how many times his family's home was shot up while he was growing up. People glorify the wrong things, man. You on a live with your father after getting shot in the leg, escaping death, and you want people to see how many times your home been shot up. What's wrong? What's wrong with us, man? Why is that something that should be glorified? Man, you go in some of these other cultures and talk about stuff like that. They're going to stay away from you after that. It is only glorified in our community. Oh my God, you've been shot 40. Oh my God. Like 50 Cent, guys, shot 9. Oh my God, he been shot 9 times. We got to hear what he got to say. Let's bump that music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference of hearing somebody's story, but following them because they've been through something that now make you want to listen to their music. It makes no sense, man. 45 shots when I was 15 years old, he said. That S ain't nothing new. In another video, Modane appears on crutches as he again pays tribute to Hunt as shown in the clip shared on X on Monday morning. Police believe the shooting was targeted and are still hunting for those responsible, although they have identified a vehicle they believe may have been used. And that's what I basically said. They already found the white vehicle or cream color vehicle that the shooters were in. You know what I'm saying? Already. Crazy situation. Already have found that. That's what I'm saying. We could think all we want that we're going to get away with this stuff. But that ain't the way it works. Do y'all not know scripture? You reap what you sow. Vengeance is mine. You're not getting away with it. But when you don't have control of your own thoughts, what do you expect? All right, I'm about to go into this next topic, right? But RIP to Sayso P, man. I hope that he said a prayer before those bullets came at him. You just never know. I really do, man. I really do. And you want me to be real with y'all? I'm not here to talk to individuals like Sauce Walker. So what happens with him happens. I mean, I'll pray for him. But I don't believe individuals like that is going to change their life. Until he end up in a casket, period. I mean, and you can't change it then. I'm just saying. He's going to be who he is till he end up in a casket. Most people are not capable of giving up that lifestyle and giving up taking their soul away from the devil who is in control of it, because those things. Let me tell y'all something before we go to the next topic. Please hear me out, okay? The things that are associated with God is humbleness, kindness, peace, love, humility. Those things are scripture that are traits of being close to God. Okay? Now, there are specific traits that are associated with being close to the devil. That's what I'm saying. I'm not making none of this up. Like, and we see what happens in this world. We see what happens to individuals who associates with those traits that are connected to the devil. Those traits are pride, ego, hate, anger, jealousy, envious, boastful, bragging. Those are all traits that are associated with the devil. So even if you're an individual like Sayso P, right, who most Concede did nothing but show his stacks on a video. He's still connected to the devil. And the devil don't care if you kill someone or you boasting with pride on a video. It's all associated with him. No sin is bigger than the other. Period. I want you all to keep that in mind. I really do. Because a lot of people don't understand that. Most of the time in this world, we're looking at situations like, oh man, like he was a good guy. He was a good. Sin is a sin. Sorry. So, Sayso P put himself in that situation. Rather he really owes someone $200,000 or not, which I don't think he did. But when you're playing on the devil's playground, it doesn't matter who's worse than who. It don't matter. You think that they have levels in hell? Oh, these are the people who they just lived in sin, just being unforgiven, right? They had an unforgiving heart. So they didn't kill nobody or destroy anybody's life or even cheat and steal. They didn't do none of that. They just had an unforgiving heart. So they're going to be on level 1 in hell where they don't really burn as much. You know, they just, they get to walk around. In fact, they got little rooms that they could go and sit in and watch TV. So they're going to be in level 1. You know, those are for the people who sent the least, and then you got the killers on level 8, so they're the ones who's really burning inside of the like little cells up in hell. So that's where you'll find the ones who are killers and thieves and rapists and everything like that, right? Sorry about that word. I can't use that. YouTube guidelines, right? But I'm just saying, those are the ones who are on level 8, right? Do y'all think that that's how hell work? I'm just asking because we like to separate people when it comes down to what people do. But a sin is a sin, man. That's why I'm like, I'm not just going to speak to the killers and the criminals and drug dealers. Whether you're that or someone who is boasting with pride, you all in the same boat. That's why I say hip hop is going down, because that's hip hop. That's hip hop. I'm not here to lie to anybody, man. I'm here to speak the truth. All right, so look, I'm about to go into this next article. I want to touch on so the last time I talked about the Big U case, the RICO case and everything like that, he was on the run still, right? Well, look, I don't really call it on the run. I think that he found out what was going on, so he wanted to get some stuff squared away because he turned himself in, right? But I basically was talking about the situation before he turned himself in. But he did show up in court, right? So I want to get into that really quick. We're going to just, like I said, we're just going to touch on it because I got a topic that I really, really want to get into, right? I really want to touch on. And I want to give the rest of the time towards that topic because it's a lot. It's a lot. I wanted to say that for last because it's a lot that I want to say in regards to this topic that I have last. Also, too, for the people who are just showing up, I'm gonna put it out there again. And Pizzazz have it in the chat. The question that could win you $100 and have $100 sent to your Cash App today, live. Look, I have not took my phone off of it yet. I got $100. All I got to do is just send it. I just got to pay. Yeah. I already have it put up. All I got to do is pay the person. That's it. But you got to be a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber and we cannot confirm you're a subscriber, you don't win the money. It's going to go to someone else if someone else won, right? But again, the question is, who is the first celebrity that I interviewed on the Nothin to Somethin podcast? One more time. Who is the first celebrity that I interviewed on the Nothin to Somethin podcast? If you answer that question right, you will have $100 sent to you. All right. And I was going to put it on the screen, but, Zaz already put it in the chat, and I don't want that on the screen the entire time. If people who are coming in don't know what's going on, then that's on them. Then I mean only a couple of y'all have an opportunity to win, so get it right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to say it one more time before we go into this next topic. And this is going to be a quick topic. I just want to catch everybody up on what's going on with the Big U situation, right? But I'm going to say it one more time. The question to win $100 is, who is the first celebrity that I interviewed on the Nothin to Somethin podcast? All right. We almost there, man. We almost there. God is good. Yeah. And he's good what? All the time. All the time. Amen. Amen. All right. That's just because I appreciate all of you. All right. Let's get to it. So basically, like I just said earlier, Big U turned himself in, and he had his court date. And I just want to read a little bit on what the judge has ordered since he's been locked up. So, alleged Los Angeles gang leader and so-called rap godfather. See, I don't be reading this stuff before I go over it here. I never read this like these articles. I just, look for an article that's associated with what I'm talking about, and then I go into it. But it's funny how they just look at alleged Los Angeles gang leader and so-called rap godfather. I could just imagine whoever wrote this. The so-called rap godfather, Eugene Henley Jr., known as Big U. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Was ordered to remain behind bars Thursday pending a detention hearing in federal court at the end of the month. Henley charged in a federal complaint alleging an array of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the 2021 murder of an inspired rap musician, surrendered to law enforcement Wednesday as investigators fanned out to find him. A magistrate judge ordered him to remain in federal custody, at least until his detention hearing in downtown LA on March 31st. His arraignment was scheduled for April 8th. No plea was taken at Henley's initial court appearance Thursday. Prior to turning himself in, the self-described anti-gang activist from the South LA community of Hyde Park posted videos on Instagram denying the accusations. I'm looking at all the charges in the news, he said. I'm headed back to LA. Ain't going to be no real evidence. Ain't going to be no real nothing. Now they're saying all this stuff to assassinate my character. All right, that's about it. I just wanted to kind of like catch everybody up to what's going on with Big U. And also, too, for people who have not seen my Big U interview, I would suggest you watch it, because there were things that Big U was talking about that's going on in his life right now. Big U was talking about Ricos and exactly what happened to him. He talked about it in 2022 on his podcast. Crazy situation, man. Crazy situation. Blew my mind. When I look back at that podcast, it blew my mind. That podcast episode. It literally blew my mind. And I think that any of you will feel the same way if you go and watch that episode. You know, maybe I'll go to it just to show where it's at before we end today, for anybody who's interested. But all you got to do is one of my most popular interviews on the channel. It's one of the most popular interviews. You can't miss it. It's right when you go on the channel, you'll see it. And it's only like, I think, an hour, 30 minutes or something like that. It's not even that long, but it's a lot of good, important information on that interview that I think you all should see if you're interested in this entire Big U situation and everything, right? But I'm gonna make sure on this channel we keep up with what's going on with Big U in this case. No matter what, like I said, if I see information that come out that Big U murdered someone and some other stuff, then my thoughts and ideas of him could change. But as of now, I got respect for Big U. I really don't care about what articles say and what haters say and what the law enforcement officers are getting on videos and saying. I don't care about any of that. I don't care, and I definitely don't care about what the whack 100s and all of these individuals out there are saying about Big U. I really don't care about all of them. At the end of the day, I saw that this dude was a good dude when it came down to me and what I was able to see when it comes to the community. I don't see none of these other dudes that are on podcasts every day talking crazy. I don't see none of these dudes doing anything for the youth at all. At all. All I see them doing is a whole bunch of nonsense. Doing what you see 12, 13, and 14, and 15-year-olds doing on social media. That's the crazy thing about it. People like Whack 100 is almost 80, 90 years old. And you doing all of these, you creating beef on YouTube? You like 80 years old, bro. Like, I will never understand that part. You know, you pray for these individuals like Whack. But I will never understand a guy like Whack. I could never be in that mental state, being an overgrown man, talking about people the way that he do. He's lost. I want people to understand individuals like that is lost. Let's start calling it out. I'm going to do it here. These individuals that you see out there that are the ages of people like Whack 100 and a lot of these dudes, they're lost. And we need to pray for them. It may take more than some prayer for them. Don't get me wrong, but that's a start. But I don't care about what anybody say. I know when I went around this individual, he showed me respect. You know, he was open to do it, you know, and at that time, he wasn't just doing an interview with anybody, you know, but he did one with me. And I seen what he was doing with the youth, and I saw youth who were affected in a positive way from it. So I'm going off of what I see, man. So I'm gonna pray for Big U and have his back throughout this situation. If there's something that come out that I'm like, okay, nah, the dude was wrong, I'm gonna say that. But as of now, I'm gonna keep the same energy straight up, and I'm gonna support him through it, and hopefully nothing comes out and he's able to get back to being one of the OGs out here that's doing something to help out these kids, man. Because that's what it's all about. That's what Nip was doing before he passed, helping these kids out here in LA. And Big U is doing that. Who's doing it now? You know, you got like Snoop, but I mean, like, who's really doing it that is on that level that have respect and money? You know? That's all I'm saying. I don't see none of these dudes who on social media talking nonsense doing any of that. So when I see the individuals that are doing that being taken away from the community, it hurts and it sucks and it affects so many kids, man. But all right, man. Let's get to this topic. Now, this is a topic that I really wanted to jump into. Again, after this topic, I'm going to reveal who the winner is if we have a winner for the $100 Cash App giveaway. Also, too, Pizzazz, if you watching, just start texting me some of the names that people are saying because I'm not really focused on the chat right now. Now, I'm going to read the chat. So, hey, I stream differently. I know you have streamers who they putting up the chat during the show, but I'm locked in on what I'm talking about. This ain't just to make money from people and, oh, let me just, read what the chat got to say. I want to get the information and the message out there. Then I want to read what you all have to say, and it's where we could just chop it up for the rest of the show. So whatever topic we touch on, leave it in the chat and always know that we're going to get to it. So don't leave, because I may say something that I may need you to give me an answer back in on the chat. So again, I'm going to get to the chat. I'm going to read the chat. And if you got the answer to the question on who was the first celebrity that I interviewed on the Nothin to Somethin Podcast, leave it in the chat and win that $100. And yeah, when it come down to Pizzazz, if you can, just start. Let me see. So let me see. Oh, he said 40. They're 47 years old. Well, he looked 80, man. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He looked 80 years old. Thought he was 80. I didn't know he was 47. Okay, Wack is 47. Okay. Thought he was about, I thought at least 60. I didn't think he was 47. All right, he in his 40s. Is that real? He really in his 40s? Still, he too old to be out here doing what he doing. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get to this topic really quick. So, we got Pastor Ricky Floyd. How many of you heard about this situation that happened with Pastor Ricky Floyd? How many of you heard about the Pastor Ricky Floyd situation? So before I read the article, I'm just going to touch on it a little bit, right? So Pastor Ricky Floyd is a pastor from Tennessee who was at a bar, and he was at this bar trying to basically spread the word of God, allegedly. That part haven't really been clear enough yet. But he was at this bar, basically, and it's a bar that he frequented at, right? So he's there, and an argument ended up happening between him and another individual, a female and her friend, right? So they have this argument, which I'm going to go into what the argument was about, which also may blow y'all mind. So they have this argument, and next thing you know, Pastor Floyd pushed the guy who was with the woman. It was a woman and the guy, right? Push him, and he goes to his truck. That's when the woman ended up pulling out her phone, right? So she pulled out her phone and started recording his license plate. As she's recording his license plate, Pastor Ricky Floyd, who is driving, comes to a complete stop. He get out of his truck. then start walking her down. She stepped back and basically say, which we'll read, "Get away from me. I'm letting you know, get away from me. I'm going to tell you again." She basically, we're going to read it, but she's insinuating, I'm letting it be known, I'm telling this guy to get away from me. She says that about 4 times. That's when the video stops. Next thing we know, Pastor Ricky Floyd get murdered. Well, I'm going to say this. He dies. I look at it as self-defense. A lot of people don't. But I'm big on protecting yourself, because I always say I'm one of the biggest defensive players you will find. I'm not going to start nothing, but dang, I know how to finish stuff. And I'm working on that. So I don't want to harm nobody, but don't start following me. I'm a very paranoid individual. So once he got out of his truck and he started going into her way, she had to protect herself, right? But after I read the article, I want to talk about something, because I want to explain something when it comes down to Pastor Ricky Floyd. Pastor Ricky Floyd shows something in that moment that we see every day when it comes down to people getting killed. He showed 4 things that even him as a pastor had no control of in that moment. Why? I keep telling y'all the devil is real. But he showcased 4 things. That's pride, ego, hate, anger. Those 4 things have killed more people than anybody or anything on this planet Earth. Period. But before we get into talking about it a little bit more, let's go on and get into this article really quick. And you know what? I'm going to do this because I was going to read the article about exactly what happened, but I went over that. So this is what we're going to do right now. Let's go into the article on how this argument started. And for you guys out there who don't know the story, it may blow some of y'all minds. All right. 1 second. Let me see. Let me make sure. All right, that'll work. Okay. So let's get to it. So, argument over Bible led to Pastor Ricky Floyd's death, attorneys say. An argument over the Bible led to Pastor Ricky Floyd's death. This just came out this morning, right? When I saw this, it confirmed everything that I was saying and feeling in regards to this guy. First and foremost, pride is what killed him. And what followed what he was dealing with that day was his ego, hate, and then anger. In that exact order. The pride started inside of the bar by feeling like, hey, I know more than anybody when it comes to talking about this Bible. When it comes to talking about the Word of God, right? The ego came from him probably feeling himself, what started the debate. I'm feeling myself. Which we later hear she was getting the best of him. See, that ego was being hurt. That ego was, you know how it is when you hurt a man's ego. Women, they know. When you hurt a man's ego, Ooh. That touches a man different. Pause. Especially when there's a woman. Don't care, he hate. Get out of my way. Just hateful. And then anger. The anger was him getting out of his car because he was so angry and walking up to her, right? But now that we know that the Bible is what led to the death, what led to this situation happening, let's go on and read some of it. So WREG has learned more details about the altercation that led to the death of Pastor Ricky Floyd. When Samantha Marion's attorney sat down exclusively with WREG, it was to show the video they say is evidence. Marion was in fear when she shot and killed Floyd outside Mama's bar and kitchen on March 12th. It's important to point out that the video does not show the incident that night in its entirety. We don't see what happened after the clip ended, and Marion's lawyer only tells a portion of the story about what happened before. Attorney John Keith Perry says Marion had just met a man police identified as Stephen Newsom. WREG reached out to him but did not get an answer. His acquaintances said that he was sitting at the bar with Marion. At the other corner of that elbow was Reverend Floyd, said Peter. She had prior to that even never met Reverend Floyd. So a lot of people who were saying that this was his mistress, that was all a lie. They never met prior to this situation. All right. Okay. Marion got into an intense discussion with Floyd over the Bible. Reverend Floyd evidently had some, I call them tracts, but the small magazine publication that are of a religious nature, and passes them to the people that are at the bar, said Perry. We are also told the argument centered around how Floyd could tell anyone anything when he, a pastor, was at this bar and grill at 1 a.m., said Marion. We are also told that Samantha Marion was getting the best of him in that argument. So, like I said earlier, right there, they're arguing about the Bible. And she getting the best of him. He probably putting his little pointers out there and he don't like it. You better believe a pastor do not like a normal individual just at the bar, whatever, just getting the best of him. All right. Perry said that Floyd grabbed his magazine and stormed out. What was said exactly is not remembered by everybody, but there was no kind of a threat or I'll see you in the parking lot or anything like that, said Perry. According to Perry, Newsom tried to stand between Floyd and Marion, and when he stood in front of Floyd, he knocked him to the ground. As Floyd leaves, Marion tried to get a picture of his license plate, and Floyd's last moments are captured on Marion's cell phone. I'm backing back 3 times now. When I do that, you know. Back the up, back the up, back the up. Marion can be heard saying on the video. Floyd was shot and killed. Newsom reportedly told acquaintances it all happened very quickly and left him nervous. She was well within her rights to stand there in a parking lot. Well within her rights to video the license plate of a man that was assaulted a friend of her that just assaulted a friend of hers, said attorney Kevin Macy. And she was well within her right to defend her life because her life was absolutely in danger. The family of Pastor Floyd said that the video doesn't show everything and they are waiting for the justice process to play out. Pastor Ricky Floyd's funeral will be held on Friday at Greater Amani Church in Raleigh. Wow. Crazy situation, man. But like I said, when it comes down to it, anger is the footstool to the devil, man. Anger is the footstool to the devil. And we just saw what happened with this individual. You know, I'm going to just say this. I'm going to be very brief and to the point. See, as we see, this pastor could have prevented all of this from happening, you know, at any moment. But his pride got the best of him. Am I lying? His pride could not let him take losing an argument about the Bible. Something that in this world, remember, he's a pastor. He could not let a random person get the best of him talking about the Bible. His pride wouldn't let him. His pride would not let him. See, Proverbs 16:18 says what? Pride goes before destruction. And in this case, we see that pride definitely came before the destruction of Pastor Ricky Floyd. Next, we go into ego, right? Next, we go into ego. Because we saw ego too, right? Ego was at the bar feeling no one know more than me. No one at this bar know more than me. Just because I'm a pastor, right? He feels I am the man when it comes to talking about this Bible. No one know more than me. I am that guy. I am him. I am him. Ego. Right? That brings us to Philippians 2:3. Do nothing out of selfish vain or conceit, rather only in humility. But there was no humble bone in the pastor's body in this moment. We all know that, right? We all can see that, right? There was no humble bone in the pastor's body in that moment. So we see he had pride and ego at the bar. That's where that came out, right? Now, as he leaves the bar, he showcases the two sins that eventually get him killed, which is anger and hate. The only reason why someone will get out of their car and walk up to you just because you're filming their license plate after they threw stuff, after you threw stuff at them and pushed them, out the way and everything like that, is because in that moment you're filled with anger and hate. Once you have anger and hate in your heart, no one can stop you. And the devil now have full control of you. See, the Bible says in Ephesians 4:26, in your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil a foothold, because anger is a foothold to the devil. I'm not trying to preach right now. I'm just trying to give the word. But let's keep going. Now let's go into hate. In Proverbs 10:12, it says, hatred stirs up strife and conflict. See, in this man's anger and hate, when he got out of the car, he forgot everything that led him to that bar, which was the word of God. That's why he was supposed to be there, right? Because of the word of God. He basically showed up with God and left with God. Look, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Just thinking about it. Think about it. Think about it for a second. Pastor Ricky Floyd, basically, as a pastor with his magazine, pamphlets, and everything he had, he basically showed up with God and then left God stranded to leave with the devil. Can I say that again? He showed up at that bar with God. Met someone else, so he left God stranded. And he left with the devil. Man, I hope Pastor Floyd made it to heaven, but the only one to blame for what happened to the pastors himself. I really hope when it comes down to a situation like this, man, I really hope that there's a lesson and a message that young men and people could take from this, man. I get it. A lot of people don't like to look when it comes down to learning, when it comes down to gaining something to help you grow mentally. A lot of people don't like to focus on all of that. People want to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. This is why you see so many people dying every day. I guess no one really gonna understand the true meaning of dying in sin until they get to hell. It is what it is, man. It's sad, but it is what it is. But I hope that the young men out there do see the lessons in something like this. You know, we have to understand that sometimes it seems harmless to have a little pride and ego, right? Or even be angry sometimes. But when you let those things lead you, where they start to take over, you are now giving the devil control. And once the devil have control, he's trying to destroy everything in your life. Period. Period, man. So, my condolences go to his family. Because who would ever expect as a family to get a call at 4 a.m. from the police, or police showing up at your door at 4 a.m. to say your husband who's a pastor, or your father who's a pastor, or your uncle who's a pastor, that he has now died and was killed because of an argument about the Bible. All right. Sad, man. Very sad. Very, very sad, man. So, all right. I've been, kind of like looking through this thing. No one got the answer right. What do I gotta do? What do you? Hey, Bazzazz, we gotta talk about this, bro. I'm like right now. I'm at the point. It's like I don't know what the heck I gotta do for somebody to win $100. And I'm looking like, I mean, you know, it ain't a million people, but it's enough people in the chat for somebody to like get the answer right. I don't know. I don't know what to tell anybody to do, but I'll show y'all the answer anyways. The answer to who was the first celebrity for me to interview on the podcast was Tweet. Artist from the group Next. All right, I even put it up here. The answer was Tweet. You know what I'm gonna have to do too? He laughing. I know, right? You know what I'm gonna have to do too, man? The next episode, I'm gonna just have to leave it. I'm gonna just leave it on the screen. I really don't want to leave that up there the entire show. But the next show I do, I'm gonna just leave it up there the whole time. You know, the question. So when people popping in and popping out, because I know when you do lives, you get a lot of that. People pop in and pop out. When you see like the minute count on the numbers, people come in for like 5 minutes and leave out to something else. Are they busy, right? You get that a lot. So what I'm gonna do going forward, my next live that I do, I'm going to put the answer on the screen and just leave it up there the whole live. And hopefully we get a winner, because I'm at the point where it's like I want to announce a dang winner. This is the fourth show. The fourth show. Bro, this is the fourth show. Nobody could give an answer to win some money. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Crazy, man. All right, let me read a couple of the some of the comments we got. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. All right. How when the boy see you know what, when you say certain things that I don't even understand what you're saying, I'm gonna show it anyways. I don't get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show it anyways. Oh man. All right. So Optimistic James. What up, Optimistic, man? You always showing up. I'll win aboard C-list. I don't know what that mean, brother. You know, and sometimes you lose. I wanted to put that up just to let you know too. You lose me sometimes, man. You lose me sometimes. I don't know what you be talking about half of the time. You know, I'm praying for you, brother. But and then you got Aboriginal C-list. Yeah, you got me. Now I understand this one. You said good point. I understand what that is, and I appreciate that. All right, you had something else to say too. He got shot by a man, then got the man killed, and now the state is trying to put him to death. Oh, you talking about Yello Beezy? They not gonna give. Yes, these are capital murder cases, but I don't think him, Dirk, none of them is gonna get the death penalty. I don't see it. They got to put the highest charge. They got to let them know, you know, you're being charged with capital murder, and this is what can happen if you get convicted. Is he going to get the death penalty? No. I don't remember the last time they did the death penalty. So I don't think that's even an option. To be real, once it's all said and done, because let me tell you this. When it comes to the legal system, being able to hire $1 million lawyer does wonders for you. So a case where you could probably get 30 to life or a life sentence, a lot of these times these dudes get 5 years, 10 years, no more than that, and they out. And they serve 4 to 6, sometimes 3. Yello Beezy isn't getting no death penalty. He not even getting a life sentence. Even if he get proven guilty, Yello Beezy gonna do 10 or less. All right, I promise you that. Just watch and see. All right, King Wavy, yo, what up, King Wavy? Appreciate you, man. Being in the live, appreciate it a lot. John Morris, Pastor Ricky Floyd killed because of the Bible. Yeah. What up, though, John? Yeah. That's basically what it is. Sadly, that's what it is. Kristen Silva, here's wisdom. If you walk away from confrontation, there's a good chance you will live to see another day. Facts. In his case, he just didn't need to get out of his car. The dude made it inside of his car. Let me tell you this. We done with it, man, but just think about this. Think about when his family look back at that video. Every time they see him drive off, stop, and get out of his car, they're going to get goosebumps and tremble all in their body because they're going to be like, get back in the car. Because him getting out of that car is what took his life. In no more than 30 seconds. He was driving off. He was gone. He was out of there. He was gone. The dude decided to stop after being gone. They're far behind you just recording your license plate because you pushed the dude. Let him record your license plate. Get out of there. He was gone. He stopped to get out, to turn around, to come back, which ended up killing him. It's terrible. That's gonna haunt his family members for the rest of their lives because of how it happened. I'd rather you don't want to see people die anyways. I'd rather you die of food poisoning. Like who that type of death hunts you forever. Because because when you see situations like that, it's like that should have never ever happened. Just think about any situation that happened to somebody that you like. If they would have did one small thing differently, that wouldn't have happened. All he had to do was the smallest out of anything I've ever heard. Just keep pressing on the gas. Don't hit the brake. That's all he had to do. He didn't have to even talk, move. Just let that right foot keep pressing down, and you're going to live just by doing that. But he turned that right foot a little bit to the left and pushed it down. And then he let that right arm go over and put it in park. And then his whole body jumped out of the car. Sad situation, man. International Brown. I thought you was moving away from hip hop. I see you needed more Topi money. I don't know what that means, but let me tell you something, real talk. This podcast make absolutely nothing from hip hop. Nothing. And I'm not talking about hip hop because I'm glorifying anybody. I'm talking about hip hop because when it comes down to the faith, there's a message that have to be given. When you have the majority of young black men trying to get into an industry that is going to affect their lives in a negative way, me as a individual who is going in the direction that I'm going in, I have to do whatever I can to save lives. So don't get it mixed up. Don't get it twisted. I never said this podcast would never have a conversation about something in hip hop. I never really glorified anything in hip hop, but I did talk about it a lot more based on just talking about topics and giving information. But when it comes down to it now, if we are going to have a discussion about it, it's going to be because it's something that God is leading me to do in regards to the faith. So yes, we're not here to glorify hip hop, but man, you're a black man, right? You know what it is when it comes down to the majority of black men and what world they're in. If I don't speak on these things, then how am I going to connect with these individuals? Come on, brother. All right. Optimistic James, you always got a lot to say. I was thinking Big U or Cowboy. I don't even know where a Cowboy name come up, man. Just the bro, all love there. All love. All right. That's it for the show, man. I appreciate everyone. I think I've been doing this now for, I think we was 2-hour show, right? Something like that. But I appreciate you all, man. Hey, man, I hope that people are ever able to gain something from what I'm saying. Yeah. It's not easy getting on here and talking about some of the things that I talk about, but somebody got to do it. And it's a reason that God got me doing this. So I can't stop. You feel me? All right, man. It's your boy, Paul P. I love you all. I'm out of here. Deuces.